This video I want to speak about the problem or a red flag for, a Sifu, Kung Fu teacher, is when a student is eager to teach. The reason why that's a problem is because the student is supposed to be here to learn, not to teach. Now, if he's very eager to teach, that kind of shows that maybe he's not there to learn Kung Fu, maybe he's not there to learn the martial arts, maybe he's there as an ego trip. Maybe he's there to obtain more power. Maybe he's there because he loves to be in control of other people. Maybe he's there because he loves to tell people what to do. Maybe he's there because he loves being an authority over other people. And that are not the right motivations in a student. That is not good qualities to have as a student. And those are big red flags, when you're trying to teach somebody and they might come in as a narcissist. They might come in just wanting to take control of the whole school within the first few hours of training. They think that they know everything already. These are the opposite qualities of what you would want in a student. You want a student to be naturally humble, full of humility, somebody who's open to learn and not thinking that he's above other people. And these are some of the things that's very important into why it's important to teach each student directly. So you can see the student and to see the type of energy that they give to you, and whether or not that you would even, if you would even want them to be a representative of your school. Now, if the student is so eager to teach and the school is still growing, then you wouldn't need his help to teach if you don't have that many students to begin with. So you would simply say, hey, help market the school and bring more people in. I don't need you to teach or to help teach, but I need your help to market, to bring more people into the school. The student should only be there to help teach upon request from the Sifu or the Kung Fu master. If the Sifu needs assistance, then he could ask a student to help teach other students within that class. But another red flag is when the student's so eager to teach, then it's also an indication that more than likely they're going to learn what they feel like they need to learn before they leave the school in which to start their own group or their own business or their own school, and pretty much become a direct competition to the school that has been established by the Sifu. And that is a huge problem. So that is something like, one of the presidents of Dominic's corporation leaving there and then starting a Miriano's to be in direct competition with Dominic's to put Dominic's out of business. So that's something to be very careful of, because essentially you could be handing over your business to a new student who is not there to help your business grow, but essentially the student is there to destroy your business in the long run by obtaining the skill sets that he thinks that he needs in which to put your business out of business. It's like having a mole within your business that is not there to help you, but to harm you, you know? And that's a very real concern for martial arts school owners out there. You know, so these are all red flags, you know, when you know, from a Sifu, you know, that's running a school. And this is one of the main reasons why you can only teach directly, you know, and get to know each person. You know, not everybody out there has good intentions in what they do. You know, so I think there's this culture that promotes and encourages people to become narcissists, you know, to be in a power trip, to be hungry for more attention, to develop pride, and develop a very strong ego. And these qualities are pretty much the opposite of what Kung Fu is all about. So it's going to be very difficult for a majority of the population to understand what it really means to be a Kung Fu artist. And nowadays, Chinese people in America, or Chinese Americans, they don't need a non-Chinese person to help them teach because they can speak English themselves. So they don't need the non-Chinese person to step in to be the translator. You know, they don't need the assistance. So with that, these people that are so eager to teach, essentially they should be encouraged to just promote, just market and promote, and you don't need to worry about teaching, but to bring the students in and I'll teach them, because I'll teach them the right way, because it's coming directly from the source. So that's how it is. And even online, if you got a Chinese martial art master, a Chinese Kung Fu master who is teaching online, you know, it doesn't have to be, you know, the non-Chinese person doesn't have to be the middleman between the message and the student. You know, the non-Chinese person could just forward that video of the Chinese master or the Chinese martial arts master to whoever is open to learn. You know, so that's like me watching a Bruce Lee movie. I don't need to try to reenact the fight scenes for the people that haven't seen the movie. I simply just give them access to the movie so they can see the movie for themselves. You know, and the non-Chinese person is not needed to teach Kung Fu, because the Kung Fu can only be taught by a Chinese person. You know, and if you don't have a Chinese martial arts master or Sifu that you live near, then learn from Bruce Lee, his books, his movies. Watch the Chinese martial art movies that have been created from China. Learn from that. You know, and that's what I recommend. You know, there's not going to be that many real Chinese martial art masters or Sifus out there to learn from, because it's rare. You know, most Chinese people, they don't put their energies into the combatives in that way anymore. They put them into a lot of intellectual studies. A lot of the Chinese people are in the restaurant industry. Just fewer and fewer Chinese people are putting the energy into the martial arts. So it might be difficult to find one, but that's the beauty of the Chinese martial arts, is the rarity of it, is that it's not just so heavily commercialized as like other martial arts schools that you might find out there. But when you do find a real Chinese martial arts school led by a true master, then you should be very thankful, because that's a rare opportunity, you know.